Yo, what up, what up? Welcome back. I'm your host, B. Ryder. It's my co-host,
J. Bell.
And this is Final Thoughts. Today's topic, top 5 dumbest things women do in relationships. We got our guest back again. It's the Don Juan. Spragging to you.
Only Spragging.
Call him Mr. Spragging, please.
That works.
We'll get into it. Let's check it out.
In this video, I want to talk about the top 5 dumbest things women do in relationships. Number 1, get completely dolled up for everyone except for their man. Number 2, women punish their men by not having sex with them or not doing sexual favors for their men. Number 3, this kind of ties into the second one, punishing men by not having sex with them. It kind of ties into that one, but it's dumb enough to be a category all of its own. And this is when we expect men to be psychic and we don't want to tell them and communicate with them what our problems are. Number 4 is when we try to purposely make our men jealous. Number 5, when we try to get relationship advice from our single friends.
Alright. She made some pretty valid points on that one.
Yeah, I agree completely.
I thought that this was going to be kind of cringy at first when I saw the title of it. I was like, I don't know about this one.
Yeah, I think the best part about it is that it's coming from a woman. Because like if a man says this, uproar, flip tables and all that. You hate women. But then it come from a woman and it's just like crickets. Oh, y'all don't have nothing to say. Okay.
I think they're gonna have something to say.
Yeah.
To her, you know.
Nah, because a lot of them fit in those categories. I bet.
Yeah,
I bet.
It's okay. I'm pretty sure. You scroll down her comments, it's gonna pick me.
Oh yeah, that's true.
For sure.
And they probably the main ones that exhibited the behaviors that she was talking about.
His dogs holler is what they did.
Yeah.
I personally thought that she was gonna be saying some things that's just like, okay, you wildin', like, come on, be reasonable. But what she was saying was actually kind of reasonable, you know, like,
especially like with the getting dolled up, like looking good for your man versus the world and stuff like that. And I think we've gotten to this age where women have this thing when it comes to like trying to look good for their man. And I'm like, that's bizarre. Why wouldn't you want to look good for the person that you're with, your partner? You know what I'm saying? Why are you trying to look good for everybody else except for that person? Like that, I don't get why we in that kind of
commonplace.
But they're not complacent with the damn world.
Oh no.
You know what I'm saying?
They not with the world every day.
Oh man, that's true.
I see you day in, I see you day out.
You don't matter. You just think that is alright, whatever. I ain't gotta do.
Yeah, it's a true story. It's frustrating because as a guy, you being in that situation, you'll see them prepare to go out and be in the world and go the extra mile, right?
Yeah.
But if we go out on date night, Sunday or something like that, you don't really see the same amount of effort put in that regard. So I can see how that would be a little bit like frustrating after a while, definitely.
What's wild about it is that if the man says something about it, there's immediate attitude that happens afterwards. And I'm just like, your dude can't ask you to just dress up a little nice or something like that. This date night.
Look pretty for me.
Yeah.
Look pretty for me.
Yeah. That's like too much to ask.
Not even just date night. She was just saying like around the house. Like,
yeah, she did.
Yeah.
Like you got your bonnet on.
Yeah.
You always in downtime around your man, but you all the way up when you out in the world.
You going out.
Yeah.
Nothing can stop you.
Right.
Like, true story though, man. And I've seen it myself, so it is a thing that happens, and it's to play devil's advocate a bit, I can understand how it would be like
reasonable.
Yeah, a woman, you know, when you're at home, you want to be comfortable, right?
Yeah,
you want to be yourself, right? Understand if you're sharing a house with a man, you know, that you're in a relationship with, maybe you want to try and, you know, do something to show your sexiness to him. You know, it doesn't have to be you walk around in full regalia in the house, you know, but you know, you could maybe put on something a little sexy or whatever, you know, just to kind of appeal to his desires, you know. But
I do want to say this. I think the time frame of it all is the problem. Like they will get complacent because in most cases women don't want you to see them at their worst when you first start dating.
Right. Yeah,
like they always want to put makeup on and
they
wake up early to do do certain stuff before you get up out the bed and stuff. I've seen a lot of that happen, or I've heard of a lot of that happen. But the longer you stay in it,
the more complacent you get.
Yeah, you just gonna start acting like you don't. Your guy doesn't matter, and that's not what we want, ladies. We want you to look good all the time.
Or at least
a good bit, like,
a good bit of
or
time,
if he
just
tapping on your shoulder, asking you, you know, something that's reasonable. Yeah. Why not do it? Why not do it?
If he brings it up, then
it's a problem.
Yeah, do something about it. It's all I'm saying. Do something, right? But,
maybe be proactive a little bit too.
That's always nice. Proactivity.
Yep, absolutely. What about some of the other subjects that she brought up? What about like making your man jealous on purpose?
That's a little. I know for me that's just not gonna work for me. Like that's not. I'm not the jealous type. I'm more like I would probably leave before I got jealous. You know what I'm saying? I'm really not the jealous type. If you're trying to make me jealous, more than likely, either I'm just not going to be jealous, or I'm just not going to talk to you anymore.
You'd be like, yeah, that's childish.
Yeah, I'm going to be like, that's stupid. Why are you doing that?
I don't think I've ever experienced that per se, but like you said, I'm not a jealous person anyway, and I may be a little petty if we if that's what we do. I may just be a little petty, be like, oh, okay, well, I see what you trying to do.
You're right.
I'll raise you 1,000.
Let's see who can last the longest.
Let's go all in.
And now it's an argument.
But that's exactly what she said in the video. Wow. She was like, you trying to make him jealous, he's probably going to try to make you jealous, and it only causes more trust issues.
Yeah.
And I agree. Being a person that actually was in a relationship like that, I agree. It does cause more trust issues just because you want to just make him feel. Mm-hmm. And a lot of women manufacture like these stories in their minds that's just completely fictitious. Like, dude not even doing nothing, and you just like, you know what? Okay, I got you. And it's like, what?
I can't even imagine why women think that's a thing to do. But the only thing I can come to is that maybe he's not doing something, and that bleeds over into her other point where you need to tell him what's going on instead of just like maybe he's not complimenting her enough, or maybe he's not you know what I'm saying she's beautiful or whatever the case may be, or noticing her new hairstyle or whatnot. And then maybe she may try to make him jealous, but that all comes back to her point.
Communication is key.
If he doesn't know, if he misses your hair, or if he doesn't notice you had your nails redone or filled or whatever the hell y'all do with the nails or whatever, you know, he just may not notice. You know what I mean? Because he's complacent. So just let him know it's a problem instead of going way out the box to do these childish things. True story. Because it could turn into the match that I told you about. You don't want that.
The tennis. Who gonna win? Let's see.
And nobody really wins in that. You know, it's just a big old
the relationship fails.
I don't know why y'all trying to do that type of thing. It's like you are attracted to me. You don't think other people are attracted to me. Like, because I'm a guy, like I can't flex a little bit. Like, all right, whatever. Okay.
I mean,
you think that? You think that?
I definitely would expect that my woman is attractive to me and other people.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I would expect other people to
be attractive.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't
it's
even
reasonable
test
to
those,
think
I wouldn't
that.
even test those waters. Like, if I'm attracted to you, I know somebody else is attracted to you. So I wouldn't even, like, play those games. Like, so don't play that game with me, because... You know, cause
good loose.
Yeah,
You don't play that game with
Come
me,
on,
you hear me?
man.
Night water.
Because you don't know, you know, because you don't know. Yeah. Well,
But yeah, her point about communication though, big communication fan, and communication is not just talking at somebody; it's talking to somebody.
With the intention of understanding.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's just, don't just be like, well, you don't do this, you don't do that.
Right.
That's nagging. That's not communicating. You know what I mean? No one wants to hear everything they're feeling at. It's a structured conversation. The same way you talk to your friends when they are down or whatever. You talk to your man the same way. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It might be harder, a little more difficult.
Or girl, if it's,
but
whatever you say.
Communicate effectively and efficiently. You've been in your relationship for however long. At some point how your partner wants to be communicated, and how you have to communicate.
Right.
And y'all have a level of expectancy of like what it is that it takes to get good conversation good understanding. Mm-hmm. You understand that at some point, maybe not day 1, day 2, week 1, week 2, but as you go on, you grow and you learn that person and you understand how to communicate with this person. Right. But even though you may know how to communicate with this person efficiently and effectively, we still don't have superpowers.
Right.
There's still oversight. There's things that I will miss, like you said, he just might miss something. Yeah. Or she just might miss something. It happens. We're human. True. But that's why we have to have communication, structured communication. And it just makes sense. It's just logical to me. You know what I'm saying? So she'd actually had some other things like bringing up the point about single friends. Advice from like single friends and stuff.
Yeah, single friends.
So being that
we are the single
yeah, happily married,
according to her, I can't listen to these
only listen to her. Nah.
So like, what's your perspective on that?
We talked a little bit about this outside the video, but it has to be taken with a grain of salt. Whatever information you get from anybody. Single friends, like a lot of my friends, like they will tell me something that I don't really readily see that I'm doing wrong. You know what I mean? Like, your friends can come at you in a way that your partner can't, and give you a different perspective. Because if your partner's saying it, you might take it as butting heads or whatnot. Yeah. But if your friends, like single friends, married friends, whatever, they might be like, yo, Dunn, you tripping, man. Like, nah, you wrong. You're like, they can come at you like that, and it may not turn into like as big of an argument as your mate telling you, hey, you wrong. This is X, Y, and Z. So advice from your friends, yeah, it can help, but it could also hurt. So I see why she said what she said, because some people are just bitter and do that kind of stuff.
Accurate.
Yeah, what you think about it?
I agree with you. Like, it's situational. Some people you can take advice from. Some people just have good instincts when it comes to giving advice.
Yeah.
Whether they're married or single, they're good at it. They're very aware. So, you just have to, find out who these people are in your life. Some people, are good at giving advice when they're in a relationship about relationships, because once they're finally in it, they can see it for what it is, and they're better at zeroing in on it. It's just all situational. Just because you're single doesn't mean that you can't advise a married person in their relationship, and just because you may be married doesn't mean that you can't advise a single person. So It's all very situational. You just got to figure out who's good at what advice works for you. And even just because somebody may give good advice, doesn't mean that their advice may apply to your situation. You know, so.
Yeah, I never understood the criticism behind the whole thing. Like when you'll hear people saying, "Oh, they single, you shouldn't take advice from them." Like, well, if this single person has more relationship experience than the married person, why would you feel like, you know, because, you know, we've heard of childhood sweethearts before. People who met in high school and just been married since. They only have that one person that they can base anything off of.
Right.
That's the only experience that they have. Whereas some single people who have been through multiple relationships, yeah, they might have failed, but they learned as you. It's not a total loss if you learn from it. You know, so they have valuable information.
Yeah, I feel like you learn more through failure than success.
Yeah, because you're learning what to do better,
Right.
and not to repeat the same failure.
Yeah.
So it's just like, why the whole criticism behind not taking advice? Because that just because they're single doesn't mean they can't keep a man or a woman. It just didn't work out. You know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I can understand. I can understand the criticism because at the same time, you learn more through failure than you do through success. But if you never succeed, then maybe I need to also take advice from someone who's successful at what I'm trying to be successful at as well. You know what I mean? So, like I said, it's like a
take it with a grain of salt.
It's like you gotta take it with a grain of salt.
Full circle, baby.
So, I can see it that way, and I can see it the way you explain it. I actually agree with what you're saying because, like, you know, the people like. The best person to give you advice on drugs is drug addicts. You know what I mean?
They can tell you what it feels like.
Yeah, they can tell you
they know firsthand.
Yeah, so, but you can also take advice from a doctor that's never done drugs in his life, but he's seen it. You know what I mean?
He could just tell you the textbook of who would you relate more to, the textbook or the person that actually went through it?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's one thing to consider.
Yeah, that's more of a you question. Right?
Yeah.
Who would relate better to you? And the same thing with talking to people, you know, married people, single people, who relates better? Whose advice can you apply better to your relationship? Which one works better for you?
But you know who your toxic friends are. That's the one she's really talking about.
Yeah.
The ones that be like, he ain't shit.
Leave him, girl.
Leave him because he didn't open the door for you.
I agree with that. Yeah.
You know who they are. You know who they are.
Yeah.
You don't have to say it, but you know. You know that those are the people she's saying don't listen to.
Yeah, basically that is what she's saying. Yeah. But I wanted to expand it to the whole thing, the whole culture of don't talk to your single friends. It's like, no, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And even on the flip side, I won't even do this. When people say don't talk to somebody who had a failed marriage, it's like,
no.
What? What do you mean? Like you hear, I hear that a lot. Yeah. Oh well, they divorced twice, so
you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, I'm just like, it's just another failed relationship. They just had paperwork.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They got the paperwork
behind it.
Yeah, but it's still at the very core another failed relationship. Yeah. Something that they learned from, something that they could have grown from. It doesn't disqualify them from being able to give you quality advice. Why are we in this mindset? I have no idea. I don't know if it's in other communities, but I know for a fact that in the black community, it's for damn sure like that. We tell each other not to take, and I'm like, you can get toxic advice from a married person.
Anybody.
Yeah, from anybody. You know,
especially
why did I get married?
This is the married guy that says don't get married. Though.
Yeah.
So I mean,
one of our previous episodes.
Right, you know what I mean? So listen, I give toxic advice about being married or about marriage in general. So I mean, and I'm married. I've been married for long enough. So what he's saying isn't wrong. It's not wrong.
About her last topic, I think, was withholding sex from a man in punishment.
Yeah, I never understood that.
Why, lady?
I feel like that's pretty simple,
Why?
straightforward.
Because they be wanting sex too.
Why, ladies? Why?
You gotta lean in. Why?
Light the comment section up with why y'all do this dumb shit. Why? I just want to know why.
It's unreasonable. I'm telling you from experience, dog. I'm pretty sure we all experience it.
Yes.
Like they doing all of that and they want it too, and it's just like, why? Why are you making this way? Because it's unnecessary.
Well, with my wife, I told her, if it's not at the house, it's at the store. All right. So you better make sure it's at the house. If you want things how you want them, bring it to the house. And if it's not here, I will go get it elsewhere if need be. I don't necessarily want to, but
yeah.
And you know, and somebody, I already know I'm gonna get flamed for making this comment, but I'm gonna stand on it. The hill I die on. They gonna say, men cheat, they do all this, but you at home not giving the cheeks up. And it's not like I'm saying that you're not in the mood. I'm talking about when you are actually in the mood, but you just want to be petty and bitter or whatever it is. You just angry at them, and it ain't even on no cheating stuff. You just angry at them, so you just like, no, I'm not gonna do it. All right, like he said, what you won't do,
it's that Wally world.
someone else will.
that's facts.
That's not.
And you know, like y'all can flame me for that all y'all want, but you can't be like men cheat, but you don't want us to have sex with you. Like, does that make any sense?
It goes back to what he's saying. You're not the only one.
That's
trying to be the only one. You're not. All right. So, I mean, if you want the position, do the job.
Yeah, I agree.
Don't make it harder for yourself. It's all. Don't make it harder for yourself and for us unnecessarily. You know, if you want it, you might be mad. Okay, be mad. But even if you need a day, you know, okay, that's fine.
Yeah,
but
they go too far.
Don't be vindictive about it.
Yeah.
Because then it's just like, well, I know if I go home, it ain't gonna be there for me. So let me swing by the bar real quick. I ain't gonna try to do nothing. I just don't want to go home right now.
Yep.
And then you run into somebody who like, hey, how you doing? What you doing? Like,
hey, handsome.
Oh no,
I
just,
do that.
I just don't feel like going home right now. Oh, what's wrong at home?
You start running
etc. You know where this goes.
Making it easy for the cleanup woman.
So let's not make it easy.
I had a actual extra topic that I feel like she should have included.
Okay, let's all right.
Now this might be a little bit. A lot of people feel like or say not people, women. A lot of women say that your husband, your boyfriend, or whatever it is, should be your best friend. And I wholeheartedly disagree with that. You can't. We can be friends. We can start out as friends. We can be good friends. But you would never be my best friend.
Why?
Because you can't be. Because, like I said earlier, I can say things to my friends and get a beneficial conversation out of that I can't necessarily say to you. And you're supposed to be my best friend without causing an argument or something like that.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's another thing that women should probably stand down on a little bit. Just be good friends. You can't be my best friend. You can't be my best friend. I got a best friend. It's not you.
Spot is already taken.
Russell.
It's not you.
That's who it is. It's Russell.
No best friend.
Protecting the brand.
That's different. I never thought about that, but I can see it though. Like, don't try to fill that position because I can't speak to you the way that I can speak to my best friend because it could cause internal drama in my home.
And it's always been honestly, it's always been like that. Like when you around your boys and your other boy bring his girl, it automatically changes the dynamics. The whole thing. We can no longer be how we are.
Yeah, you can't be yourself.
No locker room talk, nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it could be perfectly innocent, but it's just the fact that she's there and she's hearing us talk and interact, and she's gonna perceive or interpret things a completely different way than it wasn't supposed to be.
Right.
That is true.
Than how your best friend took it.
Yeah. Your best friend.
Your best friend took it one way, and she took it a completely different way. But
so
it was
now
said one way.
Now y'all arguing in the car all the way home. You sitting in the driveway doing this. Nobody can hear you, but you like.
It don't take much. Right. All it takes is one little comment, and then your best friend thinks that your other friend is a hoe. He is. So you been hanging around hoes? All of them hoes like
birds of a feather and all that.
So how many? So when you told me you only been with 4 girls, that I need to use the multiplication by 3 when you said that?
Right.
Nah, they just be cracking jokes, don't take them serious. And the whole drive home was awkward as hell with you explaining yourself.
Bad.
They wasn't telling
you
they
was wrong. So I just felt like that should be included, because I personally feel like that is one of the most craziest things I've ever heard. And my wife even said, I was like, no.
It's in.
No.
I'm marrying my best friend. It's it's a part of women's culture.
Yeah, it's
the dream. It's a dream.
The dream.
Just like getting married. Every woman. I ain't gonna say every woman, but a lot of women just dream of their wedding day.
Yeah.
Right.
And not the marriage.
Definitely to be clear, you should be friends before a relationship.
Yeah.
Or become friends in a relationship, but you will never. Ever be his best friend, whether he tells you that or not, because he can't say to you what he will say to his best friend. He can't, and you won't take it right.
Not without consequence.
So you be hoeing with your friends when y'all go out.
That may lead to the no sex.
My God.
That may lead to the no sex.
Because you with all them hoes. Yeah.
They
all single. So they all single. Why they all single and you the only one married and you hanging out with them? Oh my God. Because they not married.
Because they not me.
Yeah. The smallest things.
Yeah, I get that.
I just want to throw that.
She gonna rub her booty on you. You gonna try to touch it. And she gonna, so you just gonna me all night,
spoken as a
you
man.
You touch me with your ass, and you know how I feel about your ass. We love ass, right?
We got any final thoughts, fellas?
Yeah, I'm gonna get mine. Final thoughts. Women. That was a lady saying it to you. Please don't call her a pick me, because she let out valid points. Take heed to most of them, as my colleague said. That last point, take it with a grain of salt, because single friends can have decent advice, and probably better advice than married friends in this instance. So please take it easy on the lady. Check out her video and give her a thumbs up. Give these guys a thumbs up. I enjoyed my time on Final Thoughts.
Yeah. Same old. She had some really, really good point. Like I said, going into it, seeing just the title, I was kind of like, oh, this is gonna be juicy here. We about to rip this apart, because I guarantee you she'll know what she's talking about. But she drops some gems on us, and hey, more power to it. Like you said, the last part was a little bit of a grain of salt with that, but everything else, as far as communication, yes, communicate with us, please. We're not psychics. Using sex as a weapon, bad idea, definitely. Like she was on it. So yeah, watch the video, check it out. But yeah, she was on it.
All right. My final thoughts is, ladies, get out of your own way. I get that there's a lot of different ideals and thoughts and all this kind of stuff that's going on, because we're 2021 and and it's like, bruh, you want to be in a healthy, successful relationship, right? A lot of us do. Be receptive. Like, listen, a lot of women will look at the title of her show and be like, oh, and they take that attitude and they bring that same shit into relationships. That it's supposed to be compromised, give and take. This is what happens in relationships. Get out of your own way. We would have a whole lot more healthy relationships if you would just take the time to hear other points instead of listening to the echo chamber that you surround yourself with. You surround yourself with girls that's like-minded, that's all doing whatever you doing, that's keeping y'all single. They got a lot of quality men out here that don't want to be single, that want to be with somebody. Like, I would love to be in a healthy marriage like my boy Don. I would love to. But I'm not going to just deal with any of the women that she talked about on her show. Like, I won't. So until y'all can get out your own way and be more receptive, this is where we're going to be at in relationships. So that's my final thoughts on that.
And that's J Bell.
That is J Bell. Appreciate y'all listening to us again. This was pretty fun, actually.
Yeah, it was good.
Thank you, Don, for coming through again and dropping some knowledge on us. We have some more guests coming up in the future. If you want to be a guest, hey, you got something to say, let us know. Leave it in the comments. We'll check you out. And we can have a conversation.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Once again, I'm B. Ryder.
J Bell.
And this has been
Final Thoughts.